Once upon a time, there lived a poor girl by the name of Cinderella. Cinderella wanted desperately to go to the ball with her stepsisters and her stepmother. However, they told her she couldn't go. As they walked out of the door, Cinderella began to weep. She knew her family didn't like her and couldn't understand why. All she wanted was to be loved and go to the ball to make friends. Cinderella continued to cry as she wondered if she would ever have a chance to go to the ball. Then suddenly there was a cloud of smoke and a fairy appears. The fairy says, "Cinderella, why are you crying?" Cinderella responds, "No one likes me, and I have no hope of going to the ball." The fairy says, "So what I hear you saying is that you feel as if your family doesn't like you and you wish you could go to the ball." Cinderella nods her head in agreement. The fairy then says, I understand how it must feel to think that your family doesn't love you and you want something so bad that it hurts. I wanted to go to the mega fairy ball when I was your age, so I completely understand why you're so upset. I'm here to help you achieve your dreams. First, I need you to do something for me. Trust us that this will help you make it to the ball." Cinderella looks at the fairy curiously and nods her head yes. Her weeping has stopped. The fairy instructs Cinderella to stand in front of the mirror and tell her what she sees. Cinderella stands, faces the mirror, and begins to speak in a whisper. "I see a girl in a torn dress. And what is so special about this girl?" says the fairy. "Nothing," responds Cinderella. "Oh, there has to be something," said the fairy. "What is something that this girl is good at?" Cinderella responds, I make beautiful dresses for my sisters and my mother." "Wow," says the fairy, "that is an awesome talent. I have magic and cannot make beautiful dresses." Cinderella smiled slightly. "Tell me something else about this girl in the mirror." "I can sing." "Wow, you can make clothes and sing? Girl, you are awesome." "You think?" says Cinderella. "It's not so much about what I think. What do you think?" Cinderella says, "Oh, I don't know. I guess it is special." "You doggone right that's special." Cinderella begins to smile. "Yeah, I guess that is a talent that not everyone has." Then the fairy says, "So what about your sisters? Does it really matter to you what they think?" Cinderella ponders over this question for a second and responds, "I guess not." The fairy says, "Well, can they make pretty dresses like you? Can they sing like you?" Not really," says Cinderella. "So are you crying because they don't like you? Or are you crying because you don't like yourself?" says the fairy. Cinderella begins to gleam. "I like myself," she proclaims. "So let me understand," says the fairy. "You like yourself, but you are crying about what exactly?" "Well, I guess it's more about going to the ball," says Cinderella. "Then what is stopping you from going to the ball?" "My sisters," says Cinderella. "How are your sisters stopping you?" says the fairy. "They said I couldn't go because I was ugly." "Do you think you're ugly?" says the fairy. "No." "So your sister says you are ugly, but you don't believe them? Now tell me again, why are you not going to the ball?" "I don't know," says Cinderella. "I guess I could go." "So what you are saying then is that just because your sister said you couldn't go doesn't mean you can't. Is that correct?" "Yes," says Cinderella with a smile on her face. "I guess I could go to the ball," says Cinderella. "If that's what you want then, why not?" says the fairy. "You are right. I am beautiful, and I can wear one of the dresses I made and can go to the ball." "Oh, thank you, Fairy Godmother." "I didn't do anything," said Fairy Godmother. "It was all you. You made the decision. Now get dressed. You have a ball to attend." Cinderella puts on her best dress, pins up her hair, and dashes to the ball. While there, she danced all night with the handsome prince, as her sister stayed in envy. The end.